My brother texted, "You can't come to my wedding. I smirked, booked a flight to Hawaii." A week later, sipping coffee at the airport, his wedding crashed. 110 missed calls. My phone exploded. "Don't you dare act like you've been here for us, Jack." The words hit like glass against the wall. My brother, Joran, stood red-faced, veins rising in his neck. Mom's hands trembled around a chipped mug. Dad paced by the window, jaw tight. I sat still, coffee untouched, their voices ricocheting across the kitchen. "You think disappearing gives you the right to question us?" Joran barked. My silence only sharpened the room. Then he said it, louder than the slam of the cupboard. "Don't look at me like that. We all know what you did." The room froze. "My name is Jack, 26, middle child. The quiet one." Silence became my armor years ago. It kept me safe from their words, their accusations, their endless demands. I was the listener, the scapegoat, the one who cleaned up their messes and got blamed for the stains anyway. But what they didn't know? I've carried one truth, one they buried, thinking I'd never dig it back up. Family members introduced. Joran, 29, my older brother. Loud, proud, everything handed to him. He spoke like every word deserved applause. Leora, 23, my younger sister. Sharp tongue, restless eyes. She threw in, "Don't play the victim, Jack. You love it." Dad, Samuel. Heavy silence, heavier judgments. A man who measured worth by obedience. Mom, Arlena. Soft voice, cracked by years of compromise. Tears in her eyes, words in her throat. The kitchen was a stage, and I was the shadow they forgot could speak. "This isn't about the wedding." Joran's chest swelled as if the room belonged to him. "It's about the house. Dad's house. Our house." The word house wasn't brick and mortar. It was the childhood cage where every fight, every silence, every scar lived. "Inheritance?" I repeated, my voice calm, but it carried weight. "That's what this is?" Dad's jaw clicked. His voice came out like rust grinding on steel. "You never earned it, Jack. Always running off, always silent." A laugh almost broke out of me. "Silent? That's my crime?" Then came Leora's mistake. Barely above a whisper, but I caught it. We had to keep it quiet. Her eyes darted. Guilt written clear, quiet, buried. Something bigger than money sat in this kitchen. "Let's stop pretending." My voice was low, measured, sharp enough to cut through their shouts. "You think this is about money? No. This is about what you all did to me." The air turned heavy. Mom's hand froze around her mug. Dad's stare darkened. Joran laughed, forced, brittle. Still clinging to the past? Pathetic. But his laugh cracked in the middle. He knew what was coming. "Jack." Mom's whisper broke, trembling. "Please, don't." Her plea wasn't for peace. It was fear. She knew which skeleton I was about to drag out. 2 years back, Joran in debt. The kind of debt that doesn't send letters. It sends men to your doorstep. Dad furious, pacing. Leora covering with half-truths. Mom silent, pretending the storm wasn't already inside our walls. And me? I sold my car, my savings, my future. I walked into a pawn shop under flickering lights, handing over pieces of my life to keep Joran breathing free. "Don't tell anyone, Jack," Joran said, his eyes slick with shame that didn't last. "You'll get it back. Promise." I waited. The promise rotted, and instead of gratitude, they painted me as the failure, the ghost. I can still smell gasoline on my jacket that night, still feel the frost on my hands walking home. Alone, invisible. But Mom, she saw me. She saw me break. And she said nothing. I face them now. "I covered your debt, Joran. I sold everything. I saved you, and all of you let me carry it alone." Silence slammed the room shut. "That was your choice," Joran barked, but his voice wavered. "No," I snapped, my calm cracking. "It was survival, because you didn't just owe money. You owed someone dangerous." Mom gasped. Dad's color drained. His fists unclenched like truth was prying them open. You knew. I pointed at them. My chest heaved. You both knew, and you let me bleed for it. Mom buried her face in her hands. Dad looked away, the weight of his authority crumbling. The kitchen was chaos now. Joran shouting, spitting venom. Leora crying, muttering half-words like confessions to herself. Dad trying to silence me with the same stare he used when I was 12. But that stare no longer owned me. I rose slowly, my chair scraping across the floor like a verdict. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. And then, like lightning splitting a tree, Leora broke. Jack's right, she cried, voice shaking. We lied. We hid it. We used him. We all used him. Her words cut deeper than mine, because they came from inside the fortress. Mom's sobs shook her fragile frame. Dad stormed out, door slamming, but his footsteps sounded more like retreat than rage. Joran slammed his fist so hard the table jumped, but for the first time, no one flinched with him. I didn't storm out. Rage wasn't my exit. I left lighter, like chains finally fell. Jack, wait! Leora's voice cracked behind me. I'm sorry. I turned once. Her face was red, streaked with guilt. Mom's sobs filled the house. Joran was pacing like a caged wolf. It's not enough, I thought. But at least the truth is no longer mine alone. At the door, my hand on the knob, I whispered to myself. They'll never see me the same again, and I don't need them to. For the first time in years, I wasn't the shadow. I was the storm that walked away. 1 week later, airport. A different kind of silence wrapped around me. One that didn't suffocate, one that soothed. Coffee warm in my hands. My phone buzzing. 110 missed calls. Joran's wedding, canceled, exploded in the chaos I'd left behind. I didn't laugh. Not exactly. But I breathed. Deep, steady. The departure screen blinked. A new city waited. A new life. For the first time, I whispered into the terminal air, I don't carry their weight anymore. And that was enough. A week later, I sat at the airport, coffee warm in my hands. My phone buzzed. 110 missed calls. Joran's wedding, canceled, exploded in the chaos I left behind. I didn't smile. Not exactly. But I breathed. Deep. Full. For the first time, I whispered to myself, I don't carry their weight anymore. And that was enough. If you were in my place, would you forgive, or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here, don't forget. Share your story in the comments. Maybe someone here needs to hear it, like if you felt Jack's strength. Subscribe for more emotional stories that hit close to home.